Hi, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, and in this video I'm going to give you some advice on how to transition from multiple packs of Java into what we're calling our universal pack for Java. So here's what it might look like for you. You might have one or more application settings manager pack entries for different versions of Java. You can see I've got 725, 751, and so on here. And if you look inside here on any given entry, you'll see that you've got maybe uncheck for updates here and maybe deliver some security settings here and so on. So what you want to try to do, and what I'm trying to show you here in this video, is how to transition from multiple packs into one single universal pack. So we're now shipping a single universal pack that will work for Java 7 through 9. Okay, 7 through 9, just a universal pack that will work for everything. Well, first of all, how do you find it? How do you get it? For instance, if you were to right-click New Application, you won't see it in your list because, well, we just shipped it. So what are you going to do? What you're going to do is you're going to download the latest packs from the portal. Okay, download the latest packs from the portal, and you'll see that there's a pack called Oracle Java 7 and later for Windows 7 and later. So Oracle Java 7 and later means 7 through 9, and Windows 7 and later means Windows 7 through 10. So you're going to take this pack and you're going to put it in your central store. And we have other videos on that if you're not familiar with how the central store works. So now you've got it right here, version 7 to 9 for Windows 7 and later. Does that make sense? So this is now the universal pack. So the next thing you would do is inside your one or more group policy objects that already has your settings in it, you're going to open the pack entry. You're going to click Options and export the XML settings data here. And I'll call this exp1, okay? So I've exported the first one. I'm going to do this for all four of them. It'll only take me a quick second here. I'll go ahead and go to Options, Export, exp2, and I'll go ahead and do it for number 3. And each of these actually has slightly different settings in it. So by way of example here, I can't remember what I did for this third one here, but let's see. Oh, there we go. I did this for the third one by way of example. Go to Options, export XML settings data, exp3, whoops, Options, export, exp3, there we go, and I'll go ahead and do it for the last one here. Now the other thing to note about this is that really it doesn't matter what version of Oracle you have, which is why we're able to come out with this universal pack. Once you have one or more versions of 7 or later on the endpoint, you're basically setting all the settings for Java. You're basically telling the Java engine how to deal with itself. It doesn't really matter what version you have on it. So now that I've exported all of these, and you saw me copy in the latest version into the central store, what you should do next is right-click, all tasks, rescan for available applications. That will find the new pack that we just put in the central store. We'll go to New Application, and there it is. Oracle Java version 7 to 9 for Windows 7 and later, so 7 to 9. And so there we go. We'll go ahead and double-click that. And now at this point, we're going to just simply import each one of these guys. So Options, Import XML settings data. We'll go ahead and pick them one at a time. So data imported successfully. And let's just see, did it actually do the work? Yep, you can see that it did some work over there. Okay, and let's go ahead and do another one. Import XML settings data. We'll do number 2. Okay, and we'll do number 3. Import XML settings data 3. And we'll do the last one, import XML settings data. And we'll do number 4. Okay, now here's the thing. It may not be perfect, which is to say that maybe not every single setting actually got exported correctly and imported correctly. There could be some change between the packs and the translation might not have occurred properly. So before you go and delete what you've done here, here's my recommendation. My recommendation is to go into the GPMC here and look at the settings report that actually got created, okay, for the different pack entries that you had. We'll go ahead and click Show All here, and you can see here are all the different packs and their settings. So here's the 725 pack. Actually, in fact, this might be a little easier to read this way. So here's all the 725 ones. Here's the 751 stuff. Here's the 825. So like I said, you might have different packs in here. What you may want to do is right-click here, save the report, as an HTML. Because again, if something didn't transfer over properly as expected, hey, at least you've got a paper record of it at this point. Does that make sense? So you've got it here for future safekeeping. You can go, oh yeah, that thing that we thought we had didn't set. Okay, long story short, it's got to be here. It's got to be in the settings report. So what you may want to do also is look at the stuff that got converted over from 7 to 9. So for instance, if we were to look, actually, yeah, in this case, not a lot actually got converted over. So if it doesn't convert over, which is what happened in my case, I guess that's a pretty good demonstration, you may have to go back and one by one find the setting, write it down here, and then actually, if the export and import didn't work, and again, it didn't work in my case, it may or may not work in your case. So if it doesn't work properly, again, the point is to look here in the HTML settings report for each of your packs. Let me go ahead and make this a little easier to see. Oops. So here we go. So for instance, if you want to enable logging, whatever your thing is, the settings report here will describe what is going on. So you would then go back into your group policy object. Oops, seems to have closed here. Let me click edit here. Go back to the GPO here, go back on the computer side, PolicyPak, go back to Application Settings Manager here, and let's just take a look one more time. It looks like not a lot actually made it in here. So if not a lot made it in there, yeah, here's one of the things I'd like to do, which is to uncheck automatically for updates. So if that didn't come across, you have to do that. If let's see if one of my other settings, oh, that one did come across. Here, so my site exceptions list didn't come across. You can just copy and paste that in here if you want to set a level here. Whatever the thing is, you might have to redo it if it doesn't come across. Once that's all done, once you've made all your changes and you feel pretty confident that you've done everything you want to do, at this point now, you can right-click and delete the entry. Now, remember, you've also made an export. So if everything I'm teaching you here totally doesn't work, if this new pack totally doesn't do what it's supposed to do, no big deal. You can go back and recreate the pack very easily. You can simply add a new application, pick the version of Java you want, and suck back in the one that you've exported. So by way of example, if I were to delete all 4 of these items that we don't need anymore, okay, by way of example, click delete on all these guys. Okay, now let's pretend I've gotten down to the universal pack. It's going to work great if you get all the settings in, but just go with me for a second. If for some reason it doesn't work out properly and you want to reintroduce the 725 settings for whatever reason, you can double click in here. You can go options, import the settings XML data, find the one that correlates to it, which I think is the first one here. And then you can see that it actually took effect by going again back into the settings report, here, and you can see that there's the 7 through 9 stuff, and then there's the 725 stuff. So between the same pack version, the thing you're exporting and importing, that's always going to work. The problem exists between stuff that you're exporting and then getting to this new universal pack. If that doesn't translate, again, my recommendation is to look and paw through the HTML report here, write down the settings that you want to do. Then if they didn't import properly, if they did not import properly, then hand adjust them inside the universal pack, the 7 to 9 pack. And that's it. Once you've got a single solid universal pack, you can go to town on your endpoint. It should all take effect perfectly, and you're off to the races. That's it. That's the new Universal Pak and getting over to the Universal Pak for Oracle Java 7 through 9. Hope this helps you out. If you have any questions, please use the forums for this particular function. Thanks so very much.